With what little pride I can salvage, I'll just pick up and go. Trying to see your heart, you went straight for the throat. You know you wanted the bill, but now we give you the quote. That's time spent with nothing to show. Heart and stomach, I know. Manipulation, we didn't need to deploy. But you playing with my vision like you think it's a toy. A product of pain, you too much for the noise. Nothing but a hoax in a secret story. Just to remind up, to lay your mind up. This ain't no size up, ain't not a fair fight. Neither the bodies start to pile up, let's put that behind us. No looking back or looking down and forever. They need to get it, they'll probably be on a cloud. It's the principality love, not keeping count. My default is sugar free, when in doubt, I was deep now. Courtesy, nothing to see, nobody can blame her with me. But we might have took it too far. Don't have a question, I just love you, know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to promise and traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to take the things, probably taking my own flaws. Just by a show of hands, who could really leave with the chance? See some good gifts died before Kenny in the van. Women on the spectrum, they may never understand. But all that's for sticking to the plan as far as where I land. So aiming for the sky, praying we're aligned. Don't pass me by, I'm alive on the far side. Ain't got the means to move the finish in the start line. So what's the steam for my hard climb? So up the mountain I go. No time to explain, I can't live it if I make it back home. Bob Ross on every beat, I put the pain in the song. Breaking down the game film, trying to see what went wrong. So the loss matters more than the win. Then living with regret like you didn't pull the pin. Hand grenades in the shade, slow dancing on the limb. For what it's worth, I do it all again. I do it all again, but we might have took it too far. Don't have a question, just love you, know I got you. There's so much money, traumas, whatever you are. Can't afford to work the things, should probably take my own flaws. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably tend to my own flaws. God, with what little pride I can salvage, I'll just pick up and go. Trying to sing to your heart, you went straight for the throat. Know you fronted the bill, but now we divvy the quote. That's time spent with nothing to show. Hard to stomach, I know. Manipulation, we didn't need to deploy. But you playing with my vision like you think it's a toy. A product of pain, your demons bleed through the noise. Nothing but a host you sent to seek and destroy. Just a reminder to clear your mind up. This ain't no size up and not a fair fight. Neither the bodies start to pile up. Let's put that behind us. No looking back or looking down. And forever to meet again, it'll probably be on a cloud. It's the principality, love, not keeping count. My default is sugar free. When in doubt, I was bleeding out. Clear the scene, nothing to see. Nobody to blame here but me. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably test my own flaws. Girl, just by a show of hands, who could really leave with the chance? Seen some good kids die before Kenny in the van. Grieving on the spectrum, they may never understand. With all that, still sticking to the plan as far as where I land. So aiming for the sky, praying we're aligned. Don't pass me by, I'm alive on the far side. They got the means to move the finish and the start line. So what's a steep fall from a hard climb? So up the mountain I go. No time to explain, I paint it vivid if I make it back home. Bob Ross on every beat, I put the pain in the song. Breaking down the game film, trying to see what went wrong. So the loss matters more than the win. Then living with regret like you didn't pull the pin. Hand grenade in the shade, slow dancing on the limb. For what it's worth, I do it all again. Hurt people, but we might have took it too far. Don't ever question if it's love, you know I got you if you do call. It's so much easier to run with the traumas wherever you are. Can't afford to point the finger, should probably test my own flaws. Girl.
I seen the light. I see the reason in the night. And every time I close my eyes, guess I just need you by my side. Yeah, my heart gets cold. I need you when the lights go low. And my heart gets cold. I need you more than you know. After all the time. Wait a minute, feeling kinda lonely, I could use a little something. Room is spinning, wait, I'm living. Feeling kinda lonely, I could use a little something. Don't give me up, I seen the light. I see the reason in the night. And every time I close my eyes, guess I just need you by my side. Yeah, my heart gets cold. I need you when the lights go low.
Hello, everyone. I'm hoping you guys are able to hear me. Just sound check. If someone can hear me, just
we can hear you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. So it's what time is it? It is 1 minute past 10 or 1 minute past 7. We'll just give it another minute or two. I know there's people still trying to log in to chime in our Zoom webinar. And yeah, so we'll just give them some time, another minute or two. And then if you guys are also watching us from the Facebook live stream, if you guys can share the live stream to your friends and families, that would be very much appreciated. So giving it another 1 minute. Thank you. Okay, it's already 3 minutes past 10 or 3 minutes past 7. So let's go ahead and get this one started. So welcome everyone. Welcome to our live streaming or live webinar on nursing opportunity in Canada. And this would be a very interesting webinar because it will give you a lot of information on how to come to Canada as an RN, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have been struggling to get an answer. Okay, I'm an RN, I've been nursing for how many years? How can I really how do I really go to Canada and work as an RN, as a registered nurse? So we will be answering that golden question later on. So for those people, if you have any questions, any clarifications that you guys would like to get, please do not hesitate to ask your questions using our Q&A, or you have the chat box as well. And later on, I will be answering those questions and try to clarify those questions for better understanding of the program. So my name is Israel Roman, and I am your licensed Canadian immigration consultant. And at the same time, I am an active registered nurse here in Canada. So in 2008, I came from the Philippines. I graduated in university in Bulacan as a nurse and went to nursing profession in FEU as a OR nurse, and then went to teach nursing 3rd year and 4th year. And in 2008, I was hired by Nanaimo Hospital here in Nanaimo, BC, to be a registered nurse. So since then, I'm still working in the same hospital here again, Nanaimo Regional General Hospital. I'm working in a different capacity now, but still as a nurse. And we have our offices. So one is here in Dumont Road, Nanaimo. This is our main office. And we also have a office in Lipa City, Batangas, right? So for those people who live close by Lipa City, yeah, please come and visit our office over there. And just for the COVID times right now, we only do set appointments, right? And everything else is done like virtually, like through webinar, through Skype, through emails, phone calls. And even though we only have an office in the Philippines, we do serve anyone from any world, right? Anywhere in the world, kind of thing. Because yeah. So credentials, I know there's a lot of hesitations. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of scam happening, right? So I want to make sure that you guys are at ease when it comes to is this person safe to deal with, right? Is this person legitimate to deal with? Because it's not a joke in terms of the investment that you'll have to put in. So, and we recognize that one, we appreciate that one. So we want to make sure that you are confident that your investment is going where it should go. And let me just change how I share my screen so that I can, okay. So as a Canadian immigration consultant, I need to be licensed with ICCRC. So this is our professional body. So like you yourself as an RN, you are registered, if you're in the Philippines, you're registered with PRC or Professional Regulatory Commission. Yes. And so it's the same thing here. As an immigration consultant, I need to be an active active license consultant with ICCRC. So you can go ahead and go to the actual website, ICCRC, and search for my name if you wish, or if you've been already working with a immigration consultant, you can go ahead and search their name just to make sure that they are really a licensed consultant. So for now, I'll just go ahead and do it for the sake of saving guys time, right? So last name is Roman, first name is Israel, and I hit search, and it will show you my name, Roman Israel, and it says here active status, and this is my license number. And when you hit contact, it would show you again where I am from or working from, which is Nanaimo, BC, Canada, and the company. Okay, so as anyone that is providing you with immigration advices, right? They need to be licensed with ICCRC, even though they're saying that there's no fee or they are doing it for free. They have to be licensed with ICCRC. Okay, and it is a federal. That's a federal law, right? It's a federal regulation. So, but then if the person is your relative, then that's okay. But then other than that one, whether it's free or paid, they need to be licensed with ICCRC. And because the good thing about that one is that if there's any complaint, anything that you would like to complain about the consultant, you have someone to go to, which is ICCRC. If they are not licensed, they won't be able to help you out. Okay. Need to go back to my PowerPoint. Okay. So, and the other thing is, so our company is named Roman and Associates Immigration Services, and this is based again in Canada. And I'll save you some time as well, just to check, is this really a legitimate company? So you can go to Canada Business Registry, and you can search. So we are in British Columbia. So just search Roman and Associates. Hit yes. There you go. So it will show our company, Roman and Associates Immigration Services, and this is in Nanaimo, BC. It's an active BC company. Okay, and this is from Canada's Business Registry. Okay. Another thing that you can go to is you can go to search engine, right? So if you're already working with someone, with a other consultant, you can go ahead and search them in the web browser, in the search engine, just to make sure, is there anything that you need to be worried about? Is there any red flags? And if there is, pretty sure it will be showing in the search engine. So for myself, let's say you search for Israel, Roman, Nanaimo. Okay. And again, I'm just doing this one to save you guys some time. So on the right-hand side, it will show you where I am connected with as per Google. So Roman and Associates, Immigration Services. It's closed right now, but we open tomorrow at 8 a.m. And the reason why we're closed is because it is already 7:12 Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah, 7:12 p.m. Thursday. Sorry, I get confused with the times. I think that's normal for nurses, right? So yeah. And this is, so I'll just show, so pretty sure you've seen this picture in the Zoom earlier. So that's me right there. And this is my, let's go click this one again as well. So that's me as well, giving a short thank you speech to the hospital auxiliary. Okay. And let me just open my video just to compare, right? Okay. So you guys can go ahead and compare that one, right? So, and here's another picture of myself with one of our clients, and that's our, yeah. So, And another one. So this is another picture. I think I'm wearing the same shirt. Probably not. So, but that's myself again. And this is a visitor in our hospital. I'm in the ICU of the Nanaimo Hospital. And yes, I'm not wearing scrubs because, yeah, I mean, like as I've said before, I'm a nurse, but I have a different capacity right now. I'm a nurse manager for the cardiology floor ICU in our Nanaimo Hospital. All right. Let's close that one. And again, the reason why I'm showing you guys this one is to save you some time to kind of like, is this person, is Roman Associates really a legitimate company, legitimate person? Because again, there's a lot of scam happening out there, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys feel safe. All right, so moving forward, enough about me. So how to become a registered nurse? This is the biggest question, right? You are a very competent, smart RN in the Philippines. How can you come to Canada and work as an RN, right? So there's a traditional way or not so easy version though. Sorry. So what will happen is first you have to take your IELTS exam, okay? Before you can go ahead and have your credentials assessed, which is the National Nursing Assessment Service. This is a step wherein NNAS looks at your credentials, looks at your nursing degree, your nursing components, your subjects, and see how comparable that one is to Canadian education system. Then you'll take the IELTS again. Why do I say this? Because by the time you complete your NNAS, chances are it has been 2 years. That means your IELTS on the number one, that one has already expired. So you need to retake your IELTS in order to proceed to the next step, which is the Nursing Competency Assessment Service, or the NCAS. Okay, so what is NCAS? NCAS is a two-part exam. So the first part is a computer-based assessment. It's a theory, so it's almost a board exam, right? But lesser numbers for sure. And it's a computer-based. The next one is a simulated lab and oral assessment. So this one would be comparable to, let's say, when we were in, for myself, when I was in third year or fourth year, there is a skill or procedure that I will be learning, all right? And on Monday, Tuesday, learn the theory, and then come Thursday, Friday, it would be your return demonstration. So an example would be head-to-toe assessment, all right? So on Thursday, Friday, you come in and you perform your head-to-toe assessment. That is your return demonstration. So it's the same thing as this one. Simulated lab, you go in there, there's a panel, there is a live patient, not a real patient, a live human being acting as a patient, and then you have the panels asking questions while you do your head-to-toe assessment, right? So, so while you're doing your head-to-toe assessment, the panelist will be asking you questions about that one, okay? So that is a simulated lab and oral assessment. So NCAS is usually 2 days. Once you have completed that one, so now you have your NNAS, you have your NCAS, the college, the nursing college, or PRC in the Philippines, would now look at both and see, okay, between your NNAS and NCAS, you will need to take additional transitional coursework. It could be a course, good for that you'll be taking for 3 months or 6 months, could be 2 courses, could be 6 courses, could be a year program, or worst comes to worst, the college can go back and say, unfortunately, you have to retake the entire nursing course based on your NNAS and based on the result of your NCAS. And probably it would be more of your NCAS, right? How you perform in your NCAS. Once you have completed the coursework, then you register for your NCLEX. That is the board exam, okay? Then once you have passed your NCLEX, then you search for your full-time employment. Now, it might look doable, but I just need to highlight some things. For the Nursing Competency Assessment Service, the NCAS, that one can only be taken here in Canada. There is no way that you can take this one outside of Canada. There's not. So you have to come here and actually take the exam, right? So you need to apply for your visa to come here, and hopefully you get your visa approved, and take your simulated lab and oral assessment. Once you've completed that one, you go back home and wait for the result. And they'll say, okay, now you all need to take a coursework. The coursework, the transitional coursework, unfortunately, again, can only be taken here in Canada. There's only 2 schools here in British Columbia that provides the coursework. So you'll have to come here with a visa again and take the course. The other challenge, though, is that the school right now only accepts permanent resident or Canadian citizen. So if you don't have that status here in Canada, you're coming here as a visitor, the school won't entertain you, or the school won't accept you for that transitional coursework. So having said that, then that's the end of the road for you, right? Or let's say for some reason they change their mind. They say, okay, we can go ahead and accept foreign nationals in our coursework. Yes, that's fine. But again, you'll have to come here for your, you have to apply for a visa, study permit, come here, study that one. Once you have completed that one, then you have to go back home, right? And now register for your NCLEX. Once you have taken your NCLEX, then you search for your full-time employment while you're in your home country, which is harder, all right? It's harder to apply and be employed as an RN from if you're doing it from your home country. You might say, okay, why were you able to do it in 2008? Yes, I was able to do it in 2008. I was very fortunate. That year was the last batch. After that one, they changed their thing. They have added NNAS, they have added NCAS. I didn't have NNAS, I didn't have NCAS before. I just went here, I just applied, took my IELTS exam, took the board exam, and here you go. All right. Unfortunately, that process is gone. Okay. So don't feel down, even though this option 1 it might seem like, okay, it's not really doable, right? There is a way, and that's the reason why Stenberg College do exist, right? So option 2, the fast and easy way, is with Stenberg College and Roman and Associates. This would bring you to Canada as an RN. Okay. How do we do it? Step 1 is you apply for your study permit right away. Okay. And then later on, you might be asking, okay, it's the same thing. It's a study permit. But later on, you'll kind of like get it, why this is the best way to do it, okay? So apply for the study permit right away. That's your step 1. And what you'll be studying is a postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. So Alexa from Stenberg will be discussing with you what PGDCN is, or postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing is. But basically, this one will help you prepare for your NCAS as well. On top of the other things, it will help you prepare for your NCAS. Step 2, once you have completed your postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing, you will then apply for your permanent residency and open work permit via BC Provincial Nominee Program. Okay, and this is very doable. Stenberg College has done research on how to get nurses come to Canada and work as an RN, and that's is why this program exists. It is for you guys, so that you guys have a pathway to come to Canada and end up to be working as an RN. Okay. And again, Alexa will discuss further what are the other benefits in working as a, studying under the PGD Canadian nursing. Okay, because one benefit is that while you're in school, you can work 20 hours per week. That would help you with your finances. And later on, during your co-op or practicum or paid practicum or OJT, even though you are still in school completing your hours in school, you are actually earning what a nurse is earning, right? So even though you're in school, you're already earning as an RN. And then on top of that one, you can still work 20 hours. So at the end of the day, even before you complete your course, you might have earned the investment that you have shed earlier. Okay. And I'll show you how. I'll show you why, or like the math behind this one. So this is the wage grid for nursing. This is the pay, the salary. No matter where in British Columbia you work as an RN, you guys, nursing would have the same rate of pay, right? So it's not like, okay, St. Luke's is higher than Cardinal Santos. No. Here in British Columbia, we have one nursing union for BC, and our wage is based on this one. So as a level entry RN, which is level 3, your first year is 35.53. After your first year, on your second year, you'll have a raise. You don't need to ask for it. You don't need to ask your head nurse or your supervisor for it. It's automatic that on your second year, second anniversary, or going to your second year, you'll have a raise of 36. You'll raise and your pay would be now 36.89. And so on and so forth until you reach the 9th year, which is 46.65. Level 1, level 2, those are the licensed practical nurse. And then, for our RN starts with level 3, level 4, level 5, and 6 are supervisory roles. So that would be your head nurse, clinical coordinator. So yeah, sounds good. So let's do a sample wage computation, because you might think, okay, how much really is 35.83 or 35.53? So let's say, again, your first year, that's your entry nursing, okay? 35.53 per hour times 40 hours per week. That would give you $1,421. And if you work 4 weeks in a month, that would give you 5,684. Okay. In a year, that would give you 73,902. Okay. So just remember that wage right there, because later on, that will be very helpful for you. Now, if we convert this one to Philippine peso at 35 pesos per dollar, this would give you 2.5 million pesos per year working as an entry-level nursing, right? And your nurse-to-patient ratio would be either 1:4, 1:5, 1:7 is already too much, right? If there are more patients, we have to ask more nursing to come in, right? So with the ratio of 1:4 to 1:7, your annual wage would be 2.5 million pesos. The biggest question I'll have for you right now is, as a nurse back home, even after working for 5 years, 10 years, do you think you will be earning 2.5 million pesos? We won't talk about the nurse-patient ratio because I already know what your nurse-patient ratio is. It's for sure, it's more than 10, right? Because I've been a nurse before over there. But yeah, so that is my question to you is, as a nurse, let's say working for 5 to 10 years, even as a head nurse, or even as a chief of nursing, right? Are you or will you be earning 2.5 million pesos? And I think the answer to that one is a no. And that's why this is a great pathway for you guys, because this one will change your life, right? For the better, for sure, I think. So, fast and easy pathway to Canada as an RN. So what are the advantages in joining Roman and Associates? First is we are partnered with a highly respected college, Stenberg. And again, they have done their research, and that's why they have this program. It is for you guys, not just to come here and study, but to come here and end up to be a permanent resident. You don't need to go back once you have completed your course. Reasonable sorry for the typo on that one. We'll fix that one. Reasonable administrative fee. Professional or consultant's fee. That one is for this webinar, for this live stream, we are offering 50% off. Okay. As a consultant, there's a fee for sure, right? Because there's a lot of hours that will have to be put in on your paper to make sure that we submit a very strong application. And no IELTS. I'm pretty sure there's some of you asking, is there an IELTS? Is there IELTS, right? Even though I did say earlier on the not so easy, it says IELTS. For school admission, Stenberg can waive your IELTS, and Alexa will give us more information on this one. Job security as an RN post course. Again, this is the right time to apply. Why? Because Canada is in critical shortage of nurses. Especially even before COVID hit, we are already experiencing nursing shortages. Now, post-COVID, there are a lot of nurses that have gave up, and they just gave up nursing and doesn't want to do nursing anymore as a traumatic experience for them, right? So in terms of job, there are a lot of jobs as an RN. I always bother Stenberg's owner to kind of like, hey, when will your next group of students graduate nursing? Because I need more nursing, right? I need to hire more nurses on my floor. Every year, we hire at least 40 to 50 nurses. Even with that one, we are still short of nursing. And that is only in the hospital that I work for, right? The Nanaimo Hospital. That is only 340 bed capacity. There are tons of hospitals in BC with higher bed capacity, which means more nursing requirement. And same, we're all in the same boat. We need more nurses. And that's why this is the right time for you to take advantage of this one. It is an investment, right? There's an expense, but I look at those expense as investment, because you are giving the money, you are investing the money, but later on, you'll be getting that one. You'll be getting that back, right? It's not like you're just spending it and it'll never come back to you. It will come back to you within 6 months, within 1 year. Your investment will be on your hand, right? So if you are thinking of asking for a loan from your parents, from your friends, you can be confident that you'll be able to pay them back, right? Okay, so enough of that one. Oh, there's one more bullet. And we'll guide you until you get your permanent resident status, right? So we won't leave you hanging in there. So once again, with the highly respected college, Stenberg, plus our immigration office firm, Roman Associates, this would equate to you coming to Canada as an RN and work as an RN post-course. Okay, so with that, I will go ahead and hand over the Zoom mic to Alexa of Stenberg.
Thank you, Sir Israel. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Alexa. I am the International Education Advisor of Stenberg College, and I am also based here in the Philippines. I will be playing a video, and you will hear Jenica, our Director of International Admissions and Recruitments for Southeast Asia, discuss our school and nursing program. Let me just share my screen. I can't share my screen, Sir Israel. I think you need to give me a permission.
Yes, I'll just go ahead and make you a host. Hold on.
Thank you so much.
There you go. You are now the host.
Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Janica Alcerio. So today we will be giving you information about our institution, Stenberg College. We will be discussing the programs that are available for you if you are looking to become a registered nurse, a licensed practical nurse, or a healthcare assistant in Canada. And lastly, we will have our Q&A session. About Stenberg College. So we are a private post-secondary college that was founded back in 1990 by Mary Jane Stenberg. We have started as a medical college, and we've been really successful with our outcome that we were acquired by Tech Global, the education company, just after about 3 to 5 years of operations. We have a sister school, and that school is called Center for Arts and Technology. Now, with Stenberg College, we have focused mainly on medical programs, but over the years, we have extended our program offerings to education, business, and human services. Our location is in downtown Surrey. So Surrey is the second largest city in British Columbia. It is about 40-minute train ride away from Vancouver downtown, and it is a suburb of Vancouver. Surrey is a very good place for you to start if you are an international student because the living cost in Surrey is about 21% lower than that of Vancouver. Surrey is also a very diverse city. It has different races, different cultures, so you won't really feel that you are a foreigner in the city. Our campus location is also right in front of Central SkyTrain Station, and there are bus stations right up front, so it's a very accessible location. We have a very strong employer and industry relationship at Stenberg College, and this is something that we will be discussing later on in the next slides. We also have online learning available, again, something that we will be discussing later when we discuss the programs. Once you become part of Stenberg College, you will be enjoying a lot of different services. And we really pride ourselves with the service and support that we provide our students. It is really important for our students to be successful, not just academically, but also when they go into the work, when they become part of the workforce. We want to make sure that they are successful with their profession. And for those students who would like to pursue a permanent residency in the future, we also support that. So at Stenberg College, you will be enjoying services such as student services. We call them student success coordinators, and they will be the first, team that you will be meeting when you arrive in Canada. You will also be enjoying career services. So we also train our students how to create proper CVs, how to ace their interviews. So apart from placing them with employers, we want to make sure that they are also skilled in those aspects. We also have academic support. So we understand that some students may need some assistance academically, probably because they need to adapt to a new type of learning, new type of delivery. They're still adapting to their environment. So they will probably need some type of support in this area, and we provide that. We even provide free classes for those who would need an additional support in their English communication. Now, just as an example of where a student may have to adapt when it comes to learning, is that we have what we call focused learning. Focused learning is when you study one subject first. You have to complete that one subject before moving on to the next subject. And that is not a common practice, especially in the Philippines. It's not a common practice because back in college, you would probably have around 3 to 4 subjects in a day. So this new type of delivery may be something that you need to get used to. So if you need that type of support, then we will be providing you support and to make sure that you are excelling and you're passing all of your subjects. We also have an immigration consultation support on campus. This is very important for international students because when students want to know more about their visas, their status, or maybe they're planning ahead for their future options, then they would need to talk to an immigration expert. And so we can provide that consultation support. We have co-op, practicum, and job placement support. So for those of you who are not aware, co-op means cooperative work experience. It is when we place you with an employer, you have to complete X number of hours as part of your curriculum to complete your whole program. And co-op hours are normally about 20 hours per week. So we will place you with an employer where you will not just be practicing what you've learned, but also you'll be earning while you're under co-op. We also have practicum and job placement support. Lastly, we have accommodation assistance. So when we say accommodation assistance, we mean we can facilitate and endorse you to homestay partners. The campus itself does not have a dorm. So what we can do is to, again, facilitate or endorse you to a homestay partner. A homestay is a family that will be hosting you. Okay, it really depends on what type of service you'll be getting from them. Maybe they have an extra room that they rent out, so you can do that as well. Or simply you would like to be introduced to your future classmates so that you can do accommodation sharing. So that's something that you can do as well. Welcome to today's. Now let's talk about the program Postgraduate Diploma in Canadian Nursing with Co-op. So again, this program was designed for registered nurses who want to gain their education and their licensure in Canada. So this is just for registered nurses. This program is 2 years in duration and it has 11 months of paid co-op. We have 4 intakes per year. If you want to join us this year, we still have September as our start. Now, this is a dual qualification. So let me just show you how this becomes a dual qualification. When this program is delivered, there is an option for students to take a 12-week English intensive program called English for Academic Purpose. Again, this is just optional. And if you do not meet the English requirement of the program, or if you just want an intensive English, then you can take this. Otherwise, you will have to start the program with the first stage, which is the accelerated HCA program. You will have to study to become a healthcare assistant for 5 months. So this is a fast track version of the normal HCA program. So the advantages of becoming an HCA in the beginning of the program is that just after 5 months, we will facilitate your registration. And so you will be registered healthcare assistant. And once you become registered, then that means that you can already work in medical facilities, and that should expose you and immerse yourself to the medical industry in Canada. Apart from that, you will also be earning a higher salary, because if you're working part-time, then you can work part-time as an HCA, and instead of earning $15 an hour, you will be earning around $23 an hour. Being an HCA also will be your backup plan. So if there is anything that should delay your licensing process, you still have a valid designation in Canada as an HCA, and it has its own PR pathway. So once you've completed the first 5 months, you will then go to a co-op period for 10 weeks, and you'll study nursing in a Canadian healthcare context and then go back to a paid co-op. So with this program, we will simultaneously work with you to complete your licensure. So this program also includes the review and preparation for your IELTS and CELBIN, review and preparation for and training for the NCAS competence assessment, and we will also provide the review and prep for your licensure exam. So whatever pathway you want to take, be it RN or LPN, we will be holding your hand and we will be assisting you along the way until you get your licensure. Now with this program, we understand that some of you would like to start off online, and that some of you may have to schedule your arrival in Canada for next year. So what we did, we have another option for you. It's the same program, but we created an online version of it. So you will have to take Foundations in Canadian Nursing as the 6 months online, and then the rest is done face-to-face. So we just basically, created a two-part version of the program. So first 6 months is online, and then the rest would be face-to-face. The intake for this program is on September 20th this year. So from September 20th, you'll start the program online. You don't need a student visa for that. You can apply for your student visa with a start of April 2022, because that's the face-to-face version start date. Now the duration is still the same. It's going to be 2 years. It still has 11 months of paid co-op. Now the online part will have a live class from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So that's just 3 hours. And then you have an additional 2 hours where you can use to consult with your instructor. Now, the benefits of starting online is that you can already gain a certificate out of the online part alone. And of course, you'll be reducing your living expenses by 6 months. Now, because we're starting the NNAS application or the whole licensing process while you're doing the online, it's an easier follow-up because you're still in your home country. You would probably need to talk to PRC or maybe talk to your old school, your old employer. Then it's easier to do that when you're in country. Now, this is also an advantage to your student visa application. Just to share with you, our online students who have already received visa results, they've all been granted so far. So this really shows that you are a genuine student if you start online. Now, the best part is you can get a discount bursary of 6,500 when you do the program online, and the rest of the balance is paid per installment. Now, as entry requirement for this program, whether you do it face to face or online, number one is the education. You have to be a graduate of bachelor's degree in nursing. You have to be a registered nurse. You also need to have work experience. So the work experience we're looking for is a minimum of 2 years full-time paid work in the past 10 years. It doesn't need to be hospital work. As long as your work requires you to be registered, then you will be accepted. Now, part of that 2 years, about 900 hours of that, or about 6 to 8 months of that, should be within the past 5 years. And that's because NNAS will only look at the past 5 years work experience. So if you want to know whether you qualify for the program or not, it's better to submit your CV to us so that we can give you a free assessment. We will also require English proficiency. Now, for those of you who already have IELTS, we will accept general or academic at 6.0 overall score. But we can also waive your IELTS. So if we waive your IELTS, there will be some terms and conditions that will apply. If we waive your IELTS, you need to submit a medium of instruction in English. Also, you will need to schedule a CLBBT or IELTS or CELBN exam when you arrive on campus, and you need to take that exam. Or we highly recommend that you take your exam before you arrive if you can do that. Now, for those who will start online, your English exam will have to be scheduled and conducted during your online delivery. But you can start the program without IELTS, so that you don't, you're not pressured to take it before you enroll into the program. Now, for those of you who will not be eligible to enter this postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing because probably you do not have a registration as a nurse, or maybe you don't have that work experience we're looking for, you can enroll into a healthcare assistant diploma program. Remember, this is the fast track version that we've embedded into the PGDCN. So we have an actual standalone program for healthcare aides. So this program is a 1 year, 2 months in duration. It will start on October. It's a diploma, and the delivery is 20 to 25 hours per week, and it also has 6 months of paid co-op. Now, apart from getting a diploma as a healthcare aide, you will be getting additional certificates as listed down on your screens, and these certificates will complement your profession. Now, the tuition fee for the standalone healthcare assistant diploma is $15,860 in total, and the initial deposit is $5,150. Now, the rest of the balance is paid per installment. Now, if you qualify for this program and you want to enroll, please enroll on or before June 10, and we can waive your registration fee, and that should be worth 400 Canadian dollars that we will remove from your total tuition fee. Now, this program is not limited to just BSN graduates, underboard, or those nurses that do not have the work experience. Actually, the entry requirement for this program is year 12 equivalency. And the same with the postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing. If you have general or academic IELTS, we will accept at 6.0 overall score. But if you want us to waive your IELTS, we can. Again, terms and conditions will apply that you have to submit a medium of instruction in English, and that you will have to schedule an English exam when you arrive. It's recommended to do it before you arrive. And if in any case that we will have to start this program online because your visa result hasn't been released and it's already start of the program, then your English exam will happen online. So with our programs, we have immigration pathways to it. We are a private institution. However, we do have our ways because we have partner employers. And what you really need in order for you to be eligible to an immigration pathway is a work sponsorship. So we do not have PGWP. You will not get a PGWP with our programs, but you will still have a pathway to immigration through work sponsorship that normally is given to our students by our partner employers. So with the work, we don't really worry about it. There is work. Okay. Now, the thing with that though is, let's just consider the worst case scenario. What if you don't get a work offer? Okay, so what we do is that we can provide you with a temporary work visa under LMIA. And while you're under the temporary work visa, we will be pursuing long-term work sponsorship for you. Okay, as you can see, employment outcome for Stenberg College graduates is 98%. And this is across all programs. That includes the other non-medical programs. So if you're looking for the 2%, that's normally from our business students who do not go for employment after graduation. What they do is they go for further studies. So again, with the work, I can tell you, it's not going to be a problem. We have the employers ready to provide you with a work sponsorship.
All right. So thank you, Alexa, and thank you, Miss Janica. So now we
so much,
are.
sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah. So I'm hoping that our attendees did get a lot of information out of the our presentation. So now it is time for you guys to go ahead and ask your questions. Please do not hesitate to ask your questions. And again, you can have it in the have it in the Q&A or in the chat box. Okay. So first question is from Nigel. How much total cost including tuition fee? So the tuition fee, it was mentioned earlier, but I guess what you're asking for is the actual total cost. So let's say the the retainer's agreement, the retainer's fee, the plane ticket, the visa application, and all of those things. So what we can tell you is we will be able to give you more details as soon as we are able to assess your resume and see and give you a good answer that yes, you qualify for this program, and we can go ahead and after that one, we will be giving you the list of payments or your investment. How much investment do you need for this pathway? So please go ahead and send your resume, Nigel, and everyone. For I know I'm pretty sure you guys are interested. This is a great program. Now is the right time to do it. Please send your resume to assessment@romancis.ca with the subject line assessment for Stenberg College. Okay. All right, let's go see hold on, let me just exit. Sorry. Let me just check. Is there any other questions? Hold on. Okay, next question is, if we are not a medical student and want to switch to nursing, can we still apply? Unfortunately for this one, the postgraduate nursing course, this one you'll need to be a nurse in order to be able to avail this one. But we have other ways for you to come here, but still in the medical field. So you can go ahead and take the healthcare aid course that is also provided by Stenberg. And then with that, you'll end up to be a healthcare aid still here in Canada and work as a healthcare aid. It won't be you won't be working as a registered nurse, but you will still be working close to it. It's still in the medical field. And again, it is the healthcare aid course. And we've had our webinars on this one previously. So if you guys go to our Facebook page, under the videos, recorded videos, you'll be able to see there all of our recorded webinars around the healthcare aid. So you can go ahead and listen to that one, watch that one. Once you have watched that, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to message us in our Facebook Messenger, or stay tuned for our next webinar around HCA. And you can also you can go to our Facebook page for that one to see our next webinar. Okay, next question is, oops, sorry. Did I hear it right? Work is not a problem since you have employers that sponsor us. Yes, definitely, Jeff Sabado. That is, you heard it correctly, loud and clear. The employer is not a problem. The employers right now have a problem. What is their problem? Their problem is they don't know where to get nurses, right? So you as a nurse, you don't have a problem when it comes to employer. It is the employer who has problems right now. I myself, as a hiring manager, that's my biggest problem. I don't know where to hire nurses. I have postings for our nurses, and there's no one applying. All right, so there's a lot of jobs out there. So, and again, as part of the course is your paid practicum. So during your paid practicum, Stenberg College will place you to an employer, right? You don't need to look for an employer for your practicum. Stenberg College will place you. Now, once you're placed on that employer as well will be the one hiring you. Soon as you're ready to get hired, they will hire you. So, and that's what I myself is also looking for, is that, as Ms. Janica did mention, Stenberg is in partner with employers such as VIHA, or Vancouver Island Health Authority, which is where where the hospital I work for is. So I partner with Stenberg to get those nursing students, hopefully like you guys, for placement in our hospital, and then later on hire you guys. So there you go. Next question is, how much is your consultancy fee, cost of the service? Should I hire assistants for this? Thank you. So to that anonymous attendee, so what I would suggest is, and for everyone, is please submit your resume to assessment@romancis.ca, and with the subject line assessment for Stenberg College. And once we have confirmed that you are qualified for for admission, we will go ahead and email you all of the steps, as well as all of the fees involved, or all of the investment that you need to have in order to proceed. Okay. All right. So let me just looking at the Q&A. We've answered that one. I think there's one more. Yep, you're welcome, Jeff. Next question is, I still need to take IELTS as soon as I arrive in Canada if I'm not an IELTS passer, right? That is correct, yes. And the reason being for that one is, if you can recall, the first few months for the course would be, it is for your healthcare aid, right? Once you have completed those courses, you will be registered as a healthcare aid. And in order to register as a healthcare aid, you need to have IELTS for that one. So really, it is not Stenberg asking for your IELTS or for your English competency. It is the other. It is the registration body. So first, a registration body for healthcare aid. The next one would be the registration body or the for the nursing, right? So again, it is important. It is important to have that first few courses, which is for the healthcare aid, because once, as I mentioned earlier, while you're in school, you can go ahead and work 20 hours per week. So while you are, let's say, in school for that healthcare aid for the first few months, you might be working part-time, let's say in McDonald's or in Tim's or in a hardware store, and earning minimum wage, which is 15 point something, right? But as soon as you complete your healthcare aid course, which is part of the program, and register as healthcare aid, for the next courses that you're taking, you can now work as a healthcare aid, right? Now, how much will you be earning as a healthcare aid? An average for the healthcare aid is $23 per hour. That's an average, okay? That's why this is a good program, because Stenberg College is looking after you guys, wherein they have created in a way that your healthcare aid course is in the very first, so that after that one, you'll be able to work as a healthcare aid, which means you are closer to your medical field, right? So there you go. So that one's good. I'm just checking if there's any other questions. Next question, for the fee, just roughly, approximately, how much, sir, would it be? So team of Scotland, yes. So as I've mentioned earlier, please go ahead and submit your resume to assessment@romancis.ca, and we will go ahead and provide a free assessment on your situation and see if you will qualify for the admission, right? And yeah. And then after that one, we'll go ahead and email you all the steps as well as all of the investment that you will need. Okay. And again, don't be shocked. I'm pretty sure you might get shocked that it is a big investment. Yes, it's true, because you're studying in a Canadian institution, Canadian college, right? So it is understandably that it will be expensive. But again, treat that one as an investment on yourself, wherein you'll be getting your money back even before you complete your course. As you can recall on the slides, working as an RN for a year gives you $73,000. Okay, and your expense, your investment will be lesser than that one. So within a year, again, your investment, you have already received your investment back. And yeah. So I'm hoping that the money, I know, yes, it's easier said than done, but I'm hoping that the money won't deter you guys from having a better future, right? Okay, next question in the chat box. Okay. Hi, since I have no work experience yet, I plan to apply for the HCA course. Good. Yeah. If I complete the HCA course, will I be able to apply for the PGDCN? Thank you. With that one, I would leave that question to Alexa. So I'm thinking you are an RN with no experience. Now you'll be taking the HCA course. Once you have completed the course, can you apply now for PGDCN? I'll hand over that question to Alexa.
Hi, Jonah.
Please.
That's a wonderful question. Thank you, Sir Israel. After graduating with HCA, I suggest that you find a work sponsorship after and then apply for your PR. The reason why you need to apply for your PR before first let me answer your question. Definitely you can apply for our pigeon program after you study HCA, and if you become on PR, it will be very beneficial for you. First is because your tuition fee will be lower because you will get to have the benefit of paying the domestic fee. So yes, definitely you can study our pigeon program after graduation. Thank you, Sir Israel. I think we also have another question that we skipped on our Q&A about the English competency after submitting a medium of instruction. What will happen? So let me just answer it as well, Sir Israel.
Go ahead.
If ever that you did not meet the requirement for English competency, we suggest that you take it again. Most of our students that do not pass our English competency on their first try, we really suggest that they take it again. And you don't have to worry, because when you go to Canada, what we are requiring only is a general IELTS, and it's quite more easy than the academic one. So I know that you can do it. I know that you will be able to pass it when you take it in Canada or before you go to Canada. Thank you, Sir Israel.
Thank you, Alexa. And sorry, I missed that question. So thank you for catching that one, Alexa. So next is, what if we waive the IELTS here in the Philippines? And then, oh yeah, okay, there you go. All right. So I guess that's what Alexa did answer. Okay. All right. So looking for any more questions. I know you guys are overwhelmed with all the information that you guys have received. And I'm hoping that, it's all clear, and that's why there's no more questions. But if later on after this webinar, there's any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. You guys have seen our number, right? You guys have seen our Facebook page messenger. Please do not hesitate to ask your questions. You can also ask your question through our email under the assessment at romancis.ca. And I know Nigel did raise his hand again. Please go ahead and ask your questions while I give further housekeeping. Yeah, for the rest, if your next step, really, you've done the first step, which is to join the webinar and to listen and to hear the information. There's great information. Next step really is to now submit your resume to assessment at romancis.ca. And it's a free assessment. We'll go ahead and take a look at it with Stenberg and try to determine if you'll be qualified to apply. And if you do, then we'll go ahead and email you with all the steps that you need to take after, and the fees and all the documents that you need to submit to get your offer, your acceptance letter. So just a brief overview on that one then, since I've mentioned the acceptance letter. So yeah, once we have submitted all of your documents to Stenberg College, right? they will assess your credentials and everything, and then they'll give you a letter saying that they are accepting you as a student. The next step on that one is to pay their down payment. Okay, and you don't pay the down payment to us, you pay the down payment to them directly. Okay, we don't touch the down payment, it goes to Stenberg College directly. Once you have settled the down payment, Stenberg College will provide your letter of acceptance. Then we will go ahead, and with that letter of acceptance, we will go ahead and submit your study permit application. And then once you've received your study permit visa, then you fly here to Canada. All right, next question is, hi sir, how about if I'm a graduate of a bachelor's and a caregiver graduate, what program suits to my profession? So great question. If you would like to stay in the medical field, then it would be, I'm suggesting it would still be the healthcare aid, or there is another course that Stenberg provides, or which is the ECE, or early childhood education. So if you're interested on those, please email us or message us, or if you go to our Facebook video, you can go ahead and watch the recording for the healthcare aid to get more information about that one, and then let us know if you have any other questions after that one. I just wanted to focus on my caregiver career, and I don't have any experience on my caregiver. So yeah, so that's fine. If you don't have any experience as a caregiver, Stenberg College doesn't need experience when it comes to their HCA course, right? So for the HCA course, I'll just go ahead and give you information on this one. The basic requirement is that you need to be a graduate of the K1 to 12 curriculum. Okay, if not, if you are a graduate of the old curriculum, that means only up to grade 10, you need to have at least 2 more years of college to compensate for that grade 11 and grade 12. If you have that one, then yes, you will potentially qualify for the HCA course. And again, you don't need the caregiver experience in order to get admitted. It's your education background. So yes, so please go ahead and watch the video on the HCA. And yes, sir, can you tell me more regarding the process? So yeah, so I would love to, but this is right now, what I would suggest is please go to the recorded webinar in our Facebook page, business page, and you'll see it in there. You'll get all the information that you need, as well as the fees, the tuition fee, and what's next after taking the caregiving course. Okay. And if you still have further questions after that, please do not hesitate to ask us. If you want to join the live webinar on that one, please stay tuned. Just visit our sorry, just like us on our Facebook page so that you get information, updates on our new upcoming webinars, and and then hopefully you can join our upcoming webinars for HCA, or healthcare assistant course. All right, any other questions? I think we can conclude our webinar with this one. Alexa, any last message, Alexa?
Hi everyone. Again, thank you so much for taking time and attending today's webinar. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact Sir Israel or me. Send your CV so we can give you a free assessment, and you'll know what program best suits you. So if you're thinking if this is the right time to apply, definitely yes, because Canada is in need of a lot of nurses and HCA. So submit your applications now. Thank you so much.
All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Miss Alexa. Please send my regards to Mom Jenica. And once again, thank you, everyone, and stay safe.